This is my dad. This guy looks like he drives some kind of van with a wolf and a cobra airbrush on the side of it or something. In the dad lottery, this is the guy that I was assigned. Okay, in all seriousness, my dad used to call up his buddy, make an appointment with his wife, get in his car, drive to their house, and then sit in a chair in their kitchen while she permed his hair. My dad actually tried to look like this on purpose? I don't know anybody who wants to look like this, let alone on purpose. But I don't even know if that's the strangest thing about my dad. One of the strangest things I think about my dad is that he just wanted to have a daughter. When I think guys, I think they want to have sons. They want someone to throw the ball around with or like talk about their beard wax or whatever, but that just wasn't my dad. Well, I guess sometimes we don't always get what we want in life because my dad's first child was Mike, not a girl. So he tries again, and my dad's second child was Matt, also not a girl. So somewhere like in the laws of math or whatever, like odds aren't even against you. It's like 50-50. Like eventually you're going to have a girl, right? Nope. He had my brother Eric. Now, I don't know if my dad's just like insane, you know, like trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result or whatever, but he tried again, and he got my brother Jason. Not a girl. But obviously I'm standing in front of you, so eventually he did get his baby girl. And I think that my dad did actually get what he bargained for. My dad and I had the kind of daddy's little girl relationship that you only see in the movies. For as long as I can remember, my dad has been my favorite person. I wanted to spend time with my dad more than anyone. See, my parents split up when I was really young. I actually don't really remember him living with us at all. So when we would go to his house on the weekends, eventually my older brothers didn't want to go. They had friends and activities and stuff, but I had Dad. And when he said he was coming for the weekend, I looked forward to weekends with Dad more than anything. All week long, that's all I would do is like, yeah, we're going to Dad's this weekend. It didn't matter what we were doing. We could be doing something really exciting or nothing at all. So when that weekend came, and Dad said he was coming, I would sit by the window and wait. And then I would wait. And then I would wait some more. As an 8-year-old girl, I would watch the cars go by, hoping that the next one was him. And then crying, I would beg my mom to call him just one more time. My mom understood something that I just couldn't at that age. That it didn't matter how many times we called, he wasn't going to come. My dad is an alcoholic and a drug addict. And he wasn't very good with keeping his promises to his little girl. The commitments that he broke to me affected me deeply. But I didn't really understand why or how at first. As I got older, even into high school, my dad and I remained best friends. And I still wanted to spend time with him over my actual friends many times. I thought I lived a normal life. I went to college, I had a child of my own, and I had a great job at a software company. It's actually listed in Forbes magazine's best 100 places to work in the country. I had a coworker here named Alex Sheen. Colleague in the truest definition of the word. We barely knew each other. So one day at work, when I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was probably supposed to be working, honestly, I came across a post that he made. It said, "My dad died yesterday. On September 4th, 2011, he was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell lung cancer. The disease spread and it took his life." He went on to say that people kept asking him if there was something that they could do for him. And he said that there is. There's something that you can do for yourself. Take a little promise in your life and keep it. A few days later, he was asked to give his father's eulogy, and he titled it, "Because I Said I Would." In it, he talked about how his dad was just an average man. He never won a marathon, and he didn't win any awards or anything, but what he was good at was keeping his promises. In honor of his father and at this funeral, he introduced a concept he would call a promise card. It's very simple to use. What you do is you just write a promise on the card. You just give it to someone else, and you tell them that this is actually my property. It is a symbol of my honor and part of my character as a person. Then you go, you fulfill your commitment, and you get that card back. Because you've earned it. Because you're a person of your word. And the idea was that you would be someone like Alex's father is. Perhaps someone like my father was not. But having extras of these cards, Alex offered to send 10 of them for free to anyone, anywhere in the world. No cost. So this is actually a picture of the first 5 sets of these cards that he ever mailed out. But, 5 sets in a day is easy. I mean, he doesn't need any help. He could do this himself. But what was Alex supposed to do when he got 500 or 5,000 requests? Because I Said I Would has received over 15,000 promise card requests in a single day. And the moment that I saw that Facebook post, I knew it was something I had to be part of. It was my opportunity to do something about the pain that was caused to me. That other people didn't have to feel the kind of hurt that I felt. And so I committed to helping him. And I helped change this card into a movement. I would end up quitting my job to ensure the success of Because I Said I Would. A decision that may seem hard at first, but when you look at the messages we received, it's very easy to understand. Messages like this one. I promise to make life worth living for my sister with Down syndrome every day of her life, and to take care of her when my parents are no longer able to. Because sometimes a promise is just in recognition of a simple fact. Or in Lori's case, she knew that if she could just get over her fear of needles, that she could donate her blood to someone who needed it more than she did. So she committed. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but a single blood donation can help save 3 people's lives. A commitment that seems like just a small act of kindness can go a very long way. This card would read, I will sit and make friends with the kids who sit alone at lunch. But what you need to know about it is that it was written by a 14-year-old girl. In Brunswick, Ohio, 2 students in her school district had recently committed suicide, and not knowing what she should do or could do about this ginormous issue of bullying that's plaguing schools all across America, she commits to something that she can control. Just a small act to sit with someone who's sitting alone. But other times the cards weren't used in an exchange fashion that we had originally imagined. This person would write us and tell us they left their promise card in their car at all times. Whenever they got in, they put it on their phone and they twisted it as a physical lock screen, and a reminder that they cared more about the safety of others than a text or Facebook post that could wait. But then schools, nonprofit organizations, prisons, mental health professionals, doctors, and all kinds of groups and individuals began to adopt and use our promise card. I remember this one time, it was like around New Year's. And New Year's, it's all about promises, right? And so sometimes we want to do a little stretch goal for ourselves, like, I will get the Christmas lights down before Easter. What? That's your biggest life ambition? But since September 4th, 2012, Because I Said I Would has distributed 10.3 million promise cards. They have been sent to over 153 different countries, and by request only. Think about that for a second. 153 countries? What the hell are they doing with this card? It's in English. Well, what the movement taught me is that it doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what zip code that you live in. It doesn't matter how old you are, how educated you are, how much money you have, because promises don't care about any of those things. And perhaps the most dangerous thought that we can have is that the actions of a single individual don't matter. But the next time you tell yourself that it doesn't matter if I vote, or it doesn't matter if I do this or do that, think about the person that said they're going to quit smoking or lose weight or be there for their daughter. If you don't quit smoking, you will likely get lung cancer. And if we are not healthy, we may die of heart disease, the #1 killer in America. And I am here to tell you that if you break your promises to your little girl, it does matter. So if you're tired of the politicians not keeping their promises, you're tired of everyone placing the blame on somebody else, and you just want to see somebody take a little accountability, if you're tired of people saying that they're going to come and then they don't, if you're tired of people breaking their promises, then don't be one of them. Thanks.